Physical media has seen so many iterations throughout its inception, and I don't think there's a cooler one than the VHS. Come with me today so we can check out my entire VHS collection. How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode at Figure Out Films. I'm your host, as always, Chris, and we are back. I am excited to be back on the channel to do videos. If you were wondering where the videos went, I did recently move, so I'm in a new state, new city, and new setup. So hopefully everything looks great, and we can continue on this train. Remember, we're trying to shoot for 1,000. Let's see if we can get to it. And today I'm very excited because we have an episode where we're talking about one of my favorite pieces of physical media, the VHS. Some of you might not be old enough to remember VHS. When you'd go to the store, usually it was a family video. Hollywood Video was another one, and obviously the Blockbuster. And before DVDs were rentals, you could rent VHSs. The whole be kind and rewind movement was amazing. It was peak vibes for physical media collectors. At the time, I was just a kid, so obviously I was not collecting special editions, but I was watching a lot of VHSs and having them, stored in a little cabinet. And man, I just missed that. So physical media today, I feel like we're trying to collect the best version and edition of movies. A lot of times they're going to be 4K or Blu-ray collector's editions, steelbooks, box cases, through all these boutique labels that we do cover here on the channel. But I don't see a lot of love for the VHS. I'm personally not a fan of DVD. The bridge between VHS and Blu-ray, I was still watching VHSs when DVDs were coming out because they're so damn cool. You could watch a movie without messing with a menu, push it in, and watch it. And it was great. You'd get little music videos before, the previews were peak. I just love VHSs. And honestly, as a physical media collector who does try to get the best versions of certain movies, I still collect the VHS copies of them if I love them enough. Because I still watch VHS movies. I have a tube TV. I still pop it in and watch in the background because, I don't need to have the best version of some movies to enjoy them still because I know them basically word for word. So having them as background is great. And they look so awesome on shelves. They're like display pieces as well. And I think I don't see many people talking about VHSs, but I do know there is a VHS resurgence. And today I am going to show my entire VHS collection. I started collecting about 2-3 years ago, and it's grown quite a bit, and there's still room for more. So let's just kick back, relax, enjoy being back on Figure Out Films, and let's just look at some VHSs. And by the way, if you are collecting VHS, let me know down in the comments below. What are some of your holy grails? What are some ones you really want to collect? Because I have some myself. So let's go ahead and go. I have quite a few to talk about, so I might just show off a little bit, maybe say a couple things, and then move on. Going in alphabetical order, the first movie I have is 13 Ghosts. This is a obviously used copy that I got. This is from William Castle. Mind you, most of the VHSs I have, if they're in bummy condition, I don't put them in too often, but I have tested every movie I own to make sure that you could still watch it. And even though the label's falling off, I can still see it. Next I have is Akira. This is obviously the 1990s anime movie. I think these anime VHSs are amazing to collect. They're super cool and a little hard to get. Next I have is Alice, Sweet Alice. Brooke Shields horror movie. Actually, this is the only version I have of this film. So having a horror movie like this is pretty nice. And it has, some of these VHSs don't have like the actual title of the movie. You have to write it in. But this is Alice, Sweet Alice. Next is Arsenic and Old Lace. This is obviously gotten a Criterion release, but on Blu-ray, but this is Cary Grant and a Frank Capra movie. I thought this would just be like a fun background spooky movie to have. Obviously, I love Cary Grant. Batman 89. So iconic. I love this movie and I love this VHS. This was a often rental, and of course you have to have Batman Returns with it. Just so iconic. Having them both on VHS is peak. I watch this one often, obviously, because I like to see Jack Nicholson's performance. It's one of the best, I think. And then you get Danny DeVito on this one and Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, I love having these on VHS, to be honest. I have them on 4K as well, but there's something about watching them on VHS that's nostalgic for me. Speaking of Batman, I got Beetlejuice starring Michael Keaton. There's obviously Beetlejuice coming out soon. So having this is actually really fun to like put it back and watch. And obviously Tim Burton. This is a great time. I find Warner Brothers VHSs to be really fun to watch because the trailers are so awesome. I miss those. The Big Clock, one of my favorite noir movies starring Ray Milland. I found this at a Goodwill, and it works almost perfectly. It's flawless, the condition of this. And yeah, happy to have that. I love Ray Milland. Next, I have Big Trouble in Little China. I don't even have the Blu-ray, but I do have the VHS here. And remember that nostalgic blue to green on the cover of your VHS cassettes? Oh, I miss this. But yeah, this is John Carpenter, obviously. A lot of these I picked up at Goodwill back in the day, so I'm happy to have that. Blade Runner. This one was interesting because this is not like the final cut. This is just the theatrical version of it. Not my preferred version, but the cover is so cool. To have it on VHS is great. Next, one of the first VHSs I ever got, Cabin Fever, Eli Roth. Obviously, I've showed this before in other videos. I do love this movie. Next, The Curse of Frankenstein. A little bit faded on the cover, but man, I love this movie. I have it obviously on Blu-ray. Watched it pretty often as a background movie because it is so damn entertaining. And again, Warner Brothers, the old blue label here with the horror. That's what's so cool about it. When you have them on the shelf and they're lined up, they have like their subgenre, which I think is really cool. Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder as well. And then I had this in a triple pack, but it was just the bonus feature VHS tape. So I just threw that or donated it. And then I have Die Hard 1 and 2 on VHS. I'm super excited. I've watched this. I've watched the first one. I haven't watched the second one in its entirety since I have them. Dogma. Obviously this movie is notoriously expensive and hard to get on Blu-ray, and I think even on DVD. So I watched it on VHS, and it was pretty good. It was a Blockbuster rental. It still has the previewed $14.99 sticker, so I could have got this for $14.99. It still has a couple other SKU stickers on there. Sometimes I take them off, sometimes I keep them because they are nostalgic and kind of cool, and some are just ugly. But this cover is not. This is the 1984, I believe. But either way, this is the original Dune with David Lynch. Saw this on 4K through Arrow, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm glad I have this. I got this in a bundle deal. I got it was like 50 cents of VHS. So I got this and a couple others. So very cool to have, and it's heavy. One of my most often watched VHSs, which is The Fast and the Furious, the first one. I love this movie so much. I haven't watched any past the third, but this one is watched often. Next is Final Destination. Great VHS. This is one of the first VHSs I think I bought. Yeah, I don't have it in any other way right now. Just this one, which is fine. I do like the Final Destination franchise, so hopefully I'll get them all on VHS soon. Fist of the North Star, another anime. This is like a rated R anime. I haven't seen Fist of the North Star, but I've been meaning to, and it has a sticker that says not for kids either, so I'm excited. Next, I have David Cronenberg's The Fly on VHS. I got this on Facebook Marketplace with a bunch of other movies. Very cool to have this. This is a great movie. Very happy to have it. So I have that one here. I'd love to get the original. A sealed copy of one of my favorite movies, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Original trailer movie Lone News. Again, I love this movie. I want to watch it on VHS, but it's sealed. It's so cool to have. So I haven't busted it open yet, but man, it's a great movie. And next we got the Big G. I have my favorite Godzilla movie on VHS, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. I got this at a horror convention in Chicago. So this one I had to spend a little bit more. I think I spent like $8 on it. Such a cool cover, and it's the American title. I wish it said Ibera Horror of the Deep, but oh well. Got a gift of this from my wedding, Godzilla vs. Megalon, another one of my favorite Godzilla movies. And yeah, I'm happy to have this bad boy. And it's really cool that it has like this old kind of timey cover on here. And it does work, which I'm happy as well. So I can watch some more Godzilla. Godzilla 1985. A little bummed about having this one. I bought this in a blind bag, and it was a little expensive. It was like $8 to $10, and I only kept this and like one other movie. And I'm a little bummed because it's the American version. It's not Godzilla 84, which is the Return of Godzilla. So I have the American version there, but can't complain. Godzilla vs. Biollante. I picked this up at a Goodwill as well. This is a great movie. I even have it on Blu-ray, so I am blessed that way. But this VHS is sometimes fun to watch because it's a great Godzilla movie. Can't say the same for this one. Godzilla 98. This was rented often when I was a kid. I even had the toy and everything. I love Godzilla 98. So obligatory having to have it because of the childhood memories. Sealed copy of Halloween H2O. I got this at a Goodwill as well. It's got a Blockbuster sticker here. It's still sealed, which kind of stinks because I want to watch it, but I'm not going to open that up. Halloween Resurrection. I actually haven't seen Resurrection, or maybe I haven't. I got it mixed up with H2O. I can't remember, but this one is a very, very loved and used copy with the Hollywood Video logo scratched off just a little bit. I loved the Hollywood Video, I'm not going to lie. Hannah and Her Sisters. This is a Woody Allen movie that I actually really like, and I got it for free, so I was like, might as well just get it. It was part of one of those bundle deals. Hard Boiled. I haven't seen this movie. I know Action Twitter goes crazy. It's a Fox Lorber, like Kino Lorber release on VHS. This is John Woo. It works. I watched a little bit of it, so I haven't watched it all completely. But yeah, I found this like at one of those antique shops, and an old guy was running it. And I said, because he wanted like $5, and I was like, I bought this and like something else. I was like, can we just make it all $5? And he just said sure. So I got like this and like one other VHS. I think it was, so I don't know. His Girl Friday. My wife gifted this to me. I don't know where she got it, but it's a sealed copy. And this was one of the first movies we watched together. And I'm not going to lie, I love this movie, but I wish it was unsealed so I could watch it on VHS, but I can't break that seal. House on Haunted Hill. This is another movie that I got at the Goodwill. There's another movie I got at the Goodwill. Very happy to have it. And watch it. This is one of those Dark Castle horror movies from the 90s. Michael Mann's The Keep. I haven't seen this movie before, but apparently it's hard to get and hard to watch. And yeah, got it on VHS right here. Excited to have this. Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Very fun movie here. I know it has a Kino Lorber 4K release, but honestly, I'm happy with the VHS copy. Iconic King Kong. This is the Warner Brothers Classic Collection version. Love this cover. Watched it. It still plays like a charm. Oh, I'm so glad. The problem with some of these old movies on VHS, you get mold sometimes in the actual reel, or they're dusty and they just wear and tear. But honestly, every one I have plays well. Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. This was watched very often when I was a kid. I actually am a huge fan of this movie. So, yeah, another often rewatch VHS that's played. I even have the DVD. Where's the Blu-ray for it, though? Lake Placid, one of my most recent VHSs. I got it at Half Price Books as well. It played, so it was, $3.50 is what I paid for it. So, yeah, Half Price Books has some good VHSs. Sometimes they're a little expensive, and some you get a deal on. This movie was so cool to me when I was a kid. Last Action Hero. And honestly, it still is. So shout out to having this on VHS. Next, I have one of my most expensive VHSs I've ever bought. It was at Half Price Books. I paid $10 for this VHS, but it's one of my all-time favorite movies. Elliot Gould's The Long Goodbye. Great condition. Yeah. Watch a little bit of it. It's kind of nice to watch this movie on VHS. Even though I have the upgraded 4K scanned Blu-ray, still watch the VHS. Martial Law. It has a sticker here I need to peel off. This is a very expensive Vinegar Syndrome release that I used to have, and didn't care for it too much, but I did get the VHS for like 50 cents at Goodwill, so happy to have that. Gifted from Daniel from the Cobwebs channel, I got the Mask of Zorro here. This is a great one to put on VHS as well. This is a good movie. Next, what I have is a sealed copy of A Nightmare on Elm Street. This still has the Walmart sticker on it. I got this from my wife's family who gifted it to me. It has a $3.88 sticker right here. Still sealed copy. I really, really want to break the seal on this and watch it, but I just can't. It's so cool and special to have. Another movie I was gifted from Dana from the Cobwebs. He knows me so well. This is A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. One of my all-time favorite movies. I think it's no surprise here on the channel. If you missed one of our most recent episodes, is where we talked about and ranked the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So definitely check that video out. And the VHS here has already been watched, and it's great. Next I have is Predator and Predator 2. Again, two other often watched VHSs that I have. Mostly Predator is the one I watch often. Predator 2, as a kid I watched more, but as an adult I kind of like Predator 1 more. Next is Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. I watched this, rewatched this not too long ago on Blu-ray, and I'm excited to watch it more often again on VHS. I neglect this VHS, unfortunately. Next I have is The Adventures of Robin Hood with Earl Flynn. Never seen this movie before, but it was like one of those 50-cent VHSs, so I figured why not watch it for like less than a rental or stream. So have that on VHS. I have Rocky, the first one. This is a great VHS to watch. The vibes are there. This is a good transfer too. Has the sticker. Remember when VHSs had stickers of like Best Picture winners or Oscar winners next to them? One of my prized possessions, the RoboCop trilogy on VHS. These things are cool. I'm so grateful that they play. And the outside boxes are in great condition. However, if you check this out, RoboCop 3 has the craziest cassette I've ever seen. It's like black and red. It's super cool. I like the movie. I love this trilogy, and to have them all on VHS is so cool. So definitely grateful that I have those. I kind of took them from under some VHS collectors that I saw at Goodwill. Next I have some of the best movies ever made in Spider-Man 1 and 2 from Sam Raimi on VHS. I actually had these when I was a kid. These aren't my original copies, but these were watched often. And these are some of the best VHSs to have. I reference this a lot, the white and blue font on the cassette. This sticker here on this VHS has been one of the most iconic things in my memory. Like, I always think about this cover because I put this movie in so often when I was a kid. Next, I have Some Like It Hot. Again, this is an often watched VHS for me because I love this movie so much. It plays so well as a black and white movie on cassette. So good. Superman on VHS. I'm a little annoyed because the side panel, it's like this, but I don't know. It's just like flipped out. It just flipped over wrong. I don't know. I don't like that, but I do like the original Christopher Reeve Superman. And then one of my first VHSs, Taxi Driver. I mostly bought it because I love this cover. It's so cool. I've never seen this artwork before, so had to pick that up. All right, next I have is TMNT 2, the Secret of the Ooze. I got this because it was cheap, but I'll be honest, I would trade this in a heartbeat for the original 1990 VHS, which I still cannot find at a price that I want. So if anyone wants to bless me with the very first TMNT VHS, I would love that. I'm still on the hunt for it. Next, I have a very often watched VHS, Terminator, and then, of course, I had to partner it with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This movie is amazing, and it plays so well on VHS. This movie as well is so great and iconic at video stores for me when I was a kid. So happy to have them together. They look so cool side by side on a shelf with VHSs. So, yeah, obviously you have to have the Terminator movies, right? This is one of those, this is what kind of pushed me to want to do this videos because it's becoming a trend now. Obviously, Terrifier 2 just had a VHS release that was exclusive, I think, to Walmart, and it was the actual movie condensed to VHS. I think the first to ever do that with modern movies is this movie. The Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie on VHS plays exactly like it would when it came out. This was gifted to me by my buddy Daniel at Cobwebs, and it's great to watch this movie without having to connect to the internet. It's really great. Still looks great on VHS, even though it's a modern movie. And that's what I was afraid of. I thought it looked really weird seeing a very well looking movie on VHS. Because, like, I mean, the you know, there's no HD, you know? So, but it still plays amazing, and it's great to see. So, happy to have that. This Island Earth, I've never seen this movie, but, you know, saving the money on the Blu-ray to just get, like, this under $1 VHS tape. Was a great was I think a great investment, and it's a really cool cover as well. Titan AE. This is interesting because I watched this a lot as a kid, and this cover is so iconic to me, but I cannot remember for the life of me what this movie even is about. Matt Damon, Bill Pullman. It's a Joss Whedon screenplay. Don Bluth directs this movie. Man, Drew Barrymore's in this. Yeah, I need to watch this. I don't know how else you can watch it. For me, I was always on VHS, so I need to just put this in and watch it, I think. Who remembers Titan AE? Like, I swear I saw this movie so much, but I cannot remember it. Next I have is a sealed copy of The Uninvited. I love this movie. Obviously, Raymond Land. The fact that this is sealed is awesome, yet bummer, because I can't watch it. I'm not breaking the seal on this. If you think I should break the seal on my VHSs, let me know down in the comments, because right now I don't think I have the heart to do it. Urban Legend on VHS. This is a great movie. Jared Leto's best performance, and this is just a good movie. You know, Actually, I don't have the Blu-ray from Scream Factory on this. This is my only way to watch this right now. And I mean, it's cool. It's a good movie. And then, of course, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I love this like gloss embossed cover here. I actually just watched this the other day. This is a very used, very old version of the VHS. But it still plays like a champ. It's really good. I really like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Next, I have Clamshell VHSs. If you don't know what those are, they're the ones that have these cases. And of course, here first, one of my favorite animated movies, The Aristocats. These are clamshells. I don't care for them too much, but they're a little cool. But yeah, I have The Aristocats. Next, I have Dracula, Prince of Darkness, part of the Hammer Collection. This leads me to believe that the Hammer Collection put out other copies of their movies in this like black kind of case, that clamshell, which I'm a big fan of. I really like Prince of Darkness now, and I'm so happy it plays really well. The thing is, it's the widescreen presentation, and let me tell you, it's a little weird watching a widescreen on a tube TV. Dragon Ball Z, the Broly animated movie. This is peak. This is a good time. I actually watched this before my move while I was packing, and I ended up just watching the whole thing. So these DBZs are nostalgic. Lord of the Rings, the animated movie on VHS. God, I love this movie. I have it on Blu-ray. It was a little bit more expensive than I wanted to pay for it, but this VHS now, I remember watching this and renting this under the free kids movies at Family Video constantly. So glad to have this iconic movie in the collection. Speaking of iconic, the Orange Clamshell, Rugrats in Paris. I love this movie, and yes, the cassette is crazy cool orange. This is a great movie. This is another often watched movie. A lot of these I just put in the background. This is another one. The Scooby-Doo's Greatest Mysteries Clamshell VHS. I had this when I was a kid, and this is how I watched my Scooby-Doo, because I didn't have cable. So I didn't have Boomerang and stuff. So these have some of my favorite episodes. So you get the Jeepers, It's the Creeper. You get the Backstage Rage, which is basically the Phantom of the Opera ripoff, which is a creepy episode. Hassle in the Castle, and A Clue for Scooby-Doo, which is about Captain Cutler and the secret ship, the ghost ship. These are great movies. And the thing is, even though it's 4 episodes, in between, they're like doing like MTV interviews with the cast, like the animated cast, like the actual Mystery Gang. And it's kind of fun to see. So I highly recommend you check Scooby-Doo's Greatest Mysteries. I don't know how you watch this outside of the VHS, but this is nostalgic for me. A recent pickup, this is Shockwave's Peter Cushing. It's a VHS, and it's a bulky VHS. It's seen a lot of love. I had to clean this up. This is one of the first like deep clean VHSs I've ever bought. Haven't seen it before, but I got this with Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and it was $10 for both, so I felt like it was a steal. So yeah, let me know if you've seen Shockwaves as well. It sounds great. Next is Small Soldiers, iconic movie, peak of my childhood. I watch this movie so often. This is a great Joe Dante movie. I highly recommend you watch it. Maybe in better quality than VHS, but for me, I've seen it so many times. It's just perfect on VHS. And then I have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This movie, one of my favorite movies ever. And I don't want to get up and put the 4K in sometimes, so I got the VHS because I could just put it, push play. Just put it in, push play, and just watch this great movie. And then next, I have these on display because they're so damn cool to have. So these are the last movies I have. This is the original Dracula on VHS, part of the greatest Universal Monsters collection line. And then I also have Frankenstein to go with it in the similar fashion. These are so cool to have on VHS, and yes, they play well, so that's great too. They don't just sit on the shelf, they get watched. Just like this one, The Son of Frankenstein, one of my favorite Universal Monster movies, and yeah, I'm so happy that I found this on VHS. And then next two were the Wolfman and the Mummy, some of the most iconic a poster art movie. I love these covers so much, and to have them next to each other like this, it just peak. And then finally, it has to be Star Wars. So my Star Wars collection on VHS is The Phantom Menace, obviously. I had this one as a kid. This was watched often. Didn't ever own it on VHS, but I have the Attack of the Clones, the last VHS Star Wars movie they ever put out. They never did Revenge of the Sith, unfortunately, which sucks. And then the Fox video copies of the original trilogy of just Star Wars. Love this cover here. This was great. Not the special editions. The Empire Strikes Back. God, these Fox video covers were so cool. And of course, Return of the Jedi with my favorite cover right here. But yeah, which copies of Star Wars did you have on VHS? Did you have the gold special editions, the regular special editions, these? What? Let me know down in the comments below. And there you have it. That is my entire VHS collection. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you saw some cool stuff, and hopefully this motivates some people to maybe, like, besides just buying all the 4Ks and all the Blu-ray special editions of movies, maybe take a step back and collect some of those nostalgic things from your childhood. Love to see some of, like, your grails that you saw here, or maybe you're looking out for. I'll keep a lookout for you too. What are your thoughts on VHS in 2024? For me, it's the best time ever to still get them. So other than that, my name is Chris here at Figure Out Films, and remember, if you are not collecting VHSs in 2024, do you really care about cinema? Other than that, I'll see you next time.